Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Indian Racing League. This is Division 1 around Mexico, and we are a bit late in starting this broadcast, so apologies for that. But we should be underway already. As you can see, 5 people have already set the lap times. Currently spectating, I am Rahul, who's going a bit slow. So let's go on board with Thinking Nade, who is making his Division 1 debut tonight. Has just joined the league, and let's see what he does in his first race with the fastest guys on the PlayStation, maybe across India, who knows. Right, so Shah is yet to join in. Tanishbir Kiran has retired in this session. I think that's just up ahead. You can see his car and a tire is off, and that is exactly where I retired last night. So that corner seems to be catching out a lot of drivers, and the SS section, you can see, is having some issues. So while we wait for our co-commentator Shah to join in, but that's the first retirement already. We have had Azun retire as well, and that's what he does, so nothing surprising there. Charles Leclerc and VFX have also retired, and both of them have collie bans, so that is why they will not take any part in the session. But interestingly, it is going to be a full wet race from what I've heard, so that will be very interesting to see, because this is a track where it's easy to overtake because of the long straight, but if you're not significantly faster than the car ahead, then might be a challenge, especially in the tricky conditions. So let's see how this develops. Let me know if is the engine sound too loud for you. Then I'll probably reduce it a little. It seems like it's too loud, at least when I go on board with someone. So let's see. Just let me know in the comment section. It seems too loud to me. But here we go. Quick Killer is on his outlap. He has just exited the pits. There is, Not Sumer is not in tonight, so he is the championship leader, and he is not racing, though that gives the likes of VFix and Racing Gupta an opportunity to make up some points on him and see what happens. Rahul, hello, what are you doing? Where are you, man? Let's get this commentary started. Let's go on board with Quick Killer then and see what it does. It's a long straight before he picks his braking point into turn 1. There is a car up ahead. I think that is Vicky, who is also on a lap, but let's stay on board with Quick Killer and see where he picks his braking point. It is going to be just after the 100-meter board as he goes down to the third gear and then stays in the third gear for the most of the section there, and that is nicely navigated through the first 3 turns. Now again heavy braking into turn 4, and this is where Sebastian Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo and Max Verstappen had some kind of a battle, I think in 2017 or 2018. Shifts down to the second gear for the double left-hander, and now comes probably the section of the track where it's very easy to invalidate your lap time. But Quick Killer is solid through there, but probably missing a couple of apexes here and there, and he loses the car once again. That is the section, you see, it is catching out so many drivers, and that is why you should not troll me for DNFing there. You can see so many people losing the car in that section, just on a knife edge, that is. But VFX, Vicky is completing his lap, but it will not really count because he had invalidated his lap time. Where is Chinsanity? He's still out there. Epic Brothers meanwhile has gone fastest with a lap time of 14.8, so that's quite a margin to Racing Gupta in P2, and we have a considerably smaller grid tonight, so maybe plenty of chance for everyone to get some points. It's just 13 people in the lobby so far, so top 12 do get points. This should be Very, very interesting. Right, so Epic Brothers is on a lap, and in fact, let's go with Racing Gupta here. Racing Gupta does not seem to be using his. Yeah, he's not improving at all. Let's see what Epic Brothers does. The Alpha Tauri driver, he has been having a good string of results. Also has been involved in a few incidents on the track, so that's not helping him to gain a lot of points in the championship. But through the first sector, he's down by almost half a tenth. But he still has plenty of opportunities upcoming in this lap as Vicky goes P3. That's a good lap from Vicky. And the McLaren to go P3. Sonic Hawk in P4 with a 16.1. So it's a spread out field right now, and Epic Brothers has invalidated his lap time. What is Racing Gupta up to? Is he going to start his lap now? Because yeah, there you go. Racing Gupta is going to start his lap, and let's see. Basically, he did 2 outlaps there. And Shah, if you're watching these, please join the commentary box as soon as you can. We want to talk with you. We want to see how your race was yesterday, where you are the provisional winner. But through that section, Racing Gupta stays in the 4th gear, and that was quite nicely done. And we get a hello from Caesar, who is trackside right now, or was a couple of hours back in Qatar. So Caesar, let us know how your experience was going to the first Grand Prix event of your life so far. So how was the experience? How was the whole energy, and how satisfying was it for you to see Lewis Hamilton take pole? But here goes, he goes wide there, still keeps the time, Racing Gupta, and he's improving. Look at him, 1 and a bit tenths. Not sure if that is enough to snatch provisional pole right now, but it will still be an improvement in time nonetheless from the Haas driver, and he just extends the track, and that is the end of this run. He still has plenty of time to go for another run. Thinking Nate has absolutely obliterated the. Okay, is he trying to get back to the pits as soon as he can? Maybe that's the thing. Sonic Hawk, let's see what he's doing. He seems to be on a lap as well. He has invalidated as well, and Ishan is on a lap as well, but I think he might be on an in lap. So I'm not sure what is Quick Killer up to. Alright, it's Qatar, my bad, and not Qatar. What is Quick Killer? Everyone seems to be going wide at that corner and still not invalidating lap time. So that is something maybe we should have looked at before. But Quick Killer is yet to set a valid lap time in this session, so this will do his confidence a lot of good. Shah has finally joined, so we'll get to hear his beautiful voice, and across the line comes Quick Killer for P6. Jin is still in the pit, by the way, so both the Mercedes, I think they are trying to start from the back, not sure. Ishan is still out on the track. I thought he was going to come in, but I think he might have started another lap. He's down by a tenth in the first sector, so the second sector is where he'll probably lose more time. And Shah has finally joined. Shah, how are you doing? And congratulations on the race win yesterday.
Hello Malav, hello everyone. Thank you so much. It was quite an interesting race yesterday.
Yeah, and I don't think you ever thanked me for the safety car, so probably now is the time on stream to do that.
I really don't know what you're talking about. I would say no comments.
No comments? Is that it? Am I a reporter, sir?
Epic Brother spins again on his outlap. My god.
I think that might have been his in-lap or something, not sure.
No, that was his outlap and he broke his wing. So...
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I mean, we only have like 13 drivers. That's like quite unfortunate event.
Yeah. Do you want to take us through a lap of this track? From I think Vicky has just started. It's just gone through the first couple of turns and is approaching turn 4 now.
Yes, turn
And
four. So also this section is quite tricky because placing the car right to take this corner is quite difficult, and also these I don't know if these are 90-degree corners, but it's quite tricky, and that's where Epic Brothers spun. And here, I saw you talking on the stream where it's quite easy to invalidate, but it's quite easy to lose traction as well. So, oh, and Vicky goes so wide. I think he must have
yeah, that's
invalidated his lap.
no, he
Yeah,
has not. So that
he
is what
has
we have.
not.
Oh, now he
No, he
does.
has. Yeah, yeah,
No,
yes.
that was at the entry to the stadium section. So that corner, I have seen at least 3 or 4 cars going wide, and still not invalidating their lap time. So that's something there.
But I think looking at the grid, I think we have a good chance to see maybe Racing go take pole. Epic Brothers is now going to make it easy because he's already put a very good lap. Seeing the times behind him with 15.6, Vicky 16. King, I think, is the guy who technically finished P1 yesterday. I think it was the same guy. He was
Yeah,
driving
same
a
person,
Haas,
same
yeah.
person. Yeah.
So he did finish P1 on track, but he had a few penalties and then he fell back.
Yeah, and he is
And
going to start a lap. He's warming up his tires so that they are in
he's at
optimal temperature.
the
And
stadium section being in the Red Bull. I hope it is the. So I don't know. I just realized yesterday when you're also in the race and when you go through the stadium section, you can actually hear the
the
crowd
cheers,
cheer.
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's so good. Like I didn't know because you do a lot of time trials and you do a lot of practice drills, but then in the race I just realized that that should, I mean, that's a good touch from Codemasters. It's quite fun. You're just racing someone and suddenly you hear the cheer. It's a motivation for sure. I know they're not cheering for me in particular, but it's quite fun.
Well, I got to hear those cheers only 15 out of 36 times, but still, I could definitely hear
But then
them.
it's an improvement, for someone who didn't last like 10
Yeah,
seconds.
that's a manifold improvement, I would say, from not
Yeah,
lasting one
I
lap.
mean, next race, you never know you would do 30, 35 laps if we have a longer race. So,
I think
but
I'm
I
made
know
for
that
25%
you're
races.
a driver, even if you reserve, you somehow, end up giving up good results, and most of the time it's either podiums or race wins. That's a good thing. You might say you're not the fastest, but you can be consistent, and that's what a driver is all about. Like even yesterday, I wasn't the fastest on track. Like hands down, people were like 4 tenths quicker than me in their quali. I qualified P4, but it's just that I was pretty consistent on my laps, and with the help of good race engineers who were watching the official IRS tweet, gave me good inputs and what tires to put on and when to put on. So that helped me well.
Yeah, I think that was very good advice from Jin, who was your race
Yeah,
engineer
out
and
of the
who
mediums.
is,
Yeah.
yeah, and who is now starting a lap of himself. But yeah, it was a good call from Jin to ask you to pit for fresh
Yeah,
mediums.
that would have never, struck my mind if I was, as a driver, if you're racing and there are 100 things you're looking out for.
Oh, Epic Brothers has
So I
finally
think that
retired. Yeah, he has retired, and I think Thinking Nate is just about approaching that section. So let's have a
I
look
think,
where that
yeah,
is.
Gop is probably going to finish his lap. And he goes P1. Let's go. So, this is his chance to show good results. Not that, because the likes of Charles Leclerc and Griffiths have a race ban, but we know Gop is a good potential race winning material, or he is in the championship fight. I think he's running P3 in the championship, but it's
Yes,
that
he
he's not
is.
had the best of his luck in winning a race, and I am pretty sure his time will come. And this guy has joined the league, like he's I think he's the newest guy in the league amongst the likes of Charles Leclerc and all these guys who've been straight up been very fast, and both out of all is like really clean. This driver is really clean, and he works hard. He might want to sandbag all the time, but I know this guy likes to work hard, but he just doesn't want to show it up that he's working behind the scenes. And with his consistency, I hope today with this track chances he might give us good results.
Yeah, this track in these conditions, I'm not sure if you've heard. While I can see Ishan and Tanish in the top 10 starting on the mediums, not sure why that is because apparently it's going to be a full wet race, Shah, throughout the race.
Oh
So
wow,
Racing
it's
Gupt
gonna be a
has a
wet
very good
race.
chance. Yeah, it is going to be a wet race. You can see only 9 people setting their times, and we have had a whirlwind of a qualifying session. It just got over abruptly, it seemed like, when we were chatting. But Racing
Yeah.
Gupta and Epic Brothers, the eternal rivals, once again
Vicky
locking out
is
the front row.
P3. What a day for
And
him.
yeah, absolutely. Very good performance from Vicky in P3 with Thinking Ned in P4, Sonic Hawk in P5, Quick Killer Nishan in P6 and P7, Tanishk in P8, and
I
Jin
wanna wonder
in
if you
P9.
say if it's gonna be a wet race, why did they
They start on
qualify on
mediums, yeah. Maybe
mediums?
they did not check the weather because I was in the party with some of the drivers just before I started commentating because I was waiting
Right.
for you, and they told me it is a full wet race from the start. So, and it might not dry up at all. So, we might be in a bit of a
And overtaking in the rains is quite difficult at this time, though there's a long straight, but that is only helpful when there's DRS and the DRS is disabled during the rain and
yeah.
the
So
rain is so wet.
there you go.
I think they'll have to go for it's not even inters, it's
Yeah,
fully
it's full
wet.
wets. It's full wets.
Um,
And well, so the job of the likes of Charles and Vfix is all the more difficult now, while they do not have a tire advantage and overtaking is difficult. So
right.
yeah, just like Caesar said, RIP
But
reverse strategy.
but
There
wet
is no
races
advantage
always
to
give us
begin.
good entertainment, and that's for
And
sure.
you know
Every
what?
race
I
is
was
good
talking to him before the
entertainment.
race, VFX, and he was saying that now he has turned his ABS off. By the way, for people who don't know, he was saying it's easier. Or at least he thinks he is more comfortable with ABS off in these rain conditions rather than in the dry. So maybe ABS off could be an advantage here. We can quickly just check the tires. I'm pretty sure it will be. Oh, it's enters. Okay, that's news to me. It's raining so heavily, but everyone
Yeah.
has chosen enters. Well, I'm not sure they can choose tires in these conditions. They have to go with what the game recommends.
So it says inters throughout
And it says enters throughout in the
AWS
pits.
strategy. Yes.
Yeah, in the pit strategy. So that is a bit of
So
a.
can they do a race without pitting? See, now I think because it's inters they'll have to pit, but if it was all wets, so now they don't have to compulsory make a pit stop.
Yeah, so I
They can
think
just,
I know one person who will definitely try that, and you know who I'm talking about.
It is Jin for sure.
It is Jin for sure. Noah is thanking his stars he's not reserving tonight. Why is that, Noah? Is that because it's raining, or is that because of some other reason? Just let us know in the comments. 10 people watching right now, and we're on the formation lap.
Azul should be upset today because he's not starting last.
Yeah, he is. He
That
thinks
is one
that.
position he
Yeah, he
loves
thinks
is starting
the likes of
behind
Charles and
everyone.
V6 have taken his spot at the back of the
Yeah.
grid. But for people who are watching, let us know, and Shah, for you as well, what are your top 3 predictions for this race? It is going to be an interesting one in these tricky conditions, and probably we'll see lesser time penalties than we are used to.
My top three would be Racing of Epic Brothers and Bifix.
Alright,
What do you
Azun
think?
and Shal both have been disqualified. I'll go for my top 3. I think I'll go with Racing Group for sure.
He looks competitive. He's
Yeah,
doing
he
very
looks
good last
very
time, yeah.
competitive, and I'm just banking on him to get a good start. It's a very, very long run down to turn 1, so you could see a few positions being exchanged on lap 1 when you enter the braking zone or you approach the braking zone for turn 1. But I'll go with Gupt. Who else? VFix for sure. I mean, not for sure, but yeah, I have a feeling VFix will finish on the podium. And then, yeah, let's go with Azun. Yeah, let's go with Azun. I know I'm picking drivers who are at the bottom of the field, but
This is going to be quite tricky for Bifix because the guys ahead of him, Charles and Azun, are going to start on very cold tires.
who is. Oh, Quick
So
Killer! He's just stationary on
he's
the.
stuck.
Oh my god.
Guys, no. And are they starting the race?
And I don't think they can. I don't think
But
Codemasters will
this
let
is
them.
quite weird. I've seen this for the first time that the car is just there
They're just
and
stuck.
it's
Look
not
at it.
moving.
It's just, and that too not is not facing the right direction. So I
Yeah, it's
don't.
just I think these guys can see it on the stream as well. It's so weird.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
can
but,
see it on the stream for sure. 50. I'm
I
turning
think
into Nico Rosberg
is the
today. I'm
driver
saying
all
for
right?
sure a
Is
lot
the
of
driver
times.
all right? Something happened to the driver. You know, all these guys, we can see it on the stream, we can, see that spectators, but all these guys right there on the track just waiting for all the lights to go out, it must feel so weird.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have noticed as well that there's one
Yeah,
car. They might not know that it's Quick Killer, but they would know that there's one car in Sector 3 just stationary. And
yes.
well,
What do we do? I think Caesar will have to make a call.
I don't know. I'm waiting for someone to type in Discord. I think we might have a few. Okay, I think Quick Killer might need to leave.
Okay, Quick Killer left the session. So I think it should, sort itself out. Oh, okay, the session restarted. What's happened, Malo? What is this?
I don't know what happened. I think did we just end the session? Oh, now
Oh
we go.
no, this
Oh,
is
we are
so
underway.
weird.
Oh my God, this is going to be chaos. Where is?
Goop gets a good start.
Yeah,
and
Goop
so
gets a
does
really good
Vicky
start.
and,
Vicky, it's going to be 3
so does
wide.
Sonic Hawk, yeah.
Yeah, 3 wide into turn 1. I think Sonic Hawk has the outside. Into turn 1,
my.
Goop covers the racing line. Let's see what happens. Sonic Hawk takes P2. Vicky has to settle
Wow.
for P4. There's a McLaren behind as well. And VFix has made up a couple of positions off the start. He's still battling the likes of Quick Killer and Azun, but he has made up a start. Thinking Nate is just tumbling down the order after a good qualifying performance. Jin has climbed up 1 spot. Charles Leclerc, what a start from him. 5 positions gained in just a matter of a few corners or one sector.
And he was starting with cold tires.
I think Tanishq is without a wing. No, he's fine. He's absolutely fine. But
So
what
we
a
had
start!
a very good first sector from all these guys. They kept it clean. We saw some good racing, and the fight for P2 was just so amazing. It was between Epic Brothers, Tanishq, Vicky, all these guys were just side by side going into turn 1, and the guy who just made their way out. Oh, I just realized Sonic is without a helmet.
Come on, Sonic, you are a steward, man.
Come on, you don't do that.
Safety! FIA action for road safety. Whatever happened to that? But you know what? He's being hunted down by Quick Killer. He's just pushing Sonic around. So while Sonic has had the better start.
Should just be feeling so happy. There should be, he's already almost 1.7 seconds ahead.
Ishan in the pits, by the way. The McLaren of Ishan is in the pits, so he has probably or almost definitely wing damage. Let's see what Epic Brothers and Sonic Hawk do. Epic Brothers pulls out to the right and they are braking for turn 1. Epic Brothers still a little bit ahead. Sonic has to cut a lot of track, and Tanishq B. Kiran at the time might have a good exit, but not really. Sonic Hawk might come back at Epic Brothers, so this is not over yet. I think it is for now. And just as we said that VFX has overtaken I am Rahul, so VFX into
making a
P9.
move on Jin, and they're side by side, and
They are, and that's contact.
touch.
And
But-
probably
but
Jin has
yeah.
damage, I'm not sure. And now VFX has made his way through as well. So VFX into P8. Thinking Nate has lost a lot of ground. I am Rahul. Oh, what happened to I am Rahul there?
His wing looks alright.
His wing looked alright, but he was not on Vicky already. It's a 3-second time penalty. That is not going to help him at all. Let's go back to this battle between VFix and Thinking Nate. VFix on an absolute charge right now. And well, there is no DRS, but on the main straight, VFix might have a good enough chance to make the move stick on the Red Bull.
But it was quite a good move from Thinking Nate when he was racing Jin, but just the corners later where they touched. But thankfully, nothing major happened. He had a half spin and he got it.
Let's see what Charles Leclerc does.
He's so close.
Yeah, there are so many battles on the same part of the straight. Tanishq Pickering is past Sonic Hawk. Charles Leclerc was almost past what is VFix, and oh, this is going to be close.
Oh, and they touch.
They do touch Shah, but finally we fixes through Sonic Hawk
Shah's
and
making a move on Vicky and he goes for it. Okay, he makes it stop and it was so close between these two. Guys,
yeah.
this is some good racing from everyone.
Yeah, that is really good racing. Sonic almost came back at Tanish but could not make the move stick. And now VFix in some clear air. It's a 4-car battle for P3 right now between Tanish, Sonic Hawk, Vicky and Charles, and then VFix is 3.7 seconds behind. So in the next few laps, that's what he'll be trying to do. Charles Leclerc on Vicky could be, and thinking it already has a time penalty. Charles Leclerc on Vicky. Vicky
goes for it again.
And Charles Leclerc just might have it in the Aston Martin.
They were so close and it's so tight. Oh my. And I think Charles Leclerc just got that good exit where Vicky was in the
yeah, but Vicky will have the run on him. Not sure if it's close enough, but yeah, I think Charles Leclerc will have the position and all that. VFix has closed down by almost 2 seconds because of all that battling in sector 3. They practically went side by side through the entire third sector, and which is why the Ferrari of VFix has
and still
closed.
The battle is not over because everyone's just close to each other, and in the rains, you know, you make one mistake, you lose a bit of time, and then the other guy's just there on your gearbox, you know, to make him attack a bit. And like Sonic is just, you know, being with Tanish throughout the last 2 laps. He's just been on his gearbox, and I think when he gets an opportunity, he's gonna make a.
Yeah, it seems like Sonic has more or less the equal amount of pace.
Make a move like right now because Charles Leclerc is
yeah, the lights off.
Charge, and he would want to put a car between these two.
Oh, just as we say that he has a 3-second time penalty. So throw everything I said out of the window in terms of people not getting a lot of time penalties because it is wet conditions. The drivers are absolutely pushing to the limit, and which is why they are not able to keep their cars.
Between Gupt and Epic came out, did Gupt make a mistake?
Yeah, I think he did because
and now it's
it's just decreased. Epic Brothers shows that he has a lot of pace.
Yeah.
Very quick lap from Epic Brothers. So while Gupt might have had the good or probably the better of the race starts, I think the battle for the lead is still not over yet. And let's not discount the likes of Tanishq and Sonic, who are not really losing a lot of time to the top two.
And it's not like Gupt is not pushing, because I see their battery levels on their steering wheels, and they're running, you know, quite the same, because they're just halfway through on the batteries.
Yeah,
so
and watching VFix right now.
Using his ERS, yeah.
Yeah, watching VFix right now, he has caught up to Vicky, and he needs to make this move as soon as possible because he does not want to let Charles and Sonic and Tanishq get away with it. The gap between Racing Gupt and Epic Brothers again more than 2 seconds, so that seems like they're trading lap times at the moment, or Racing Gupta made a mistake and is now compensating for it by pushing a little bit.
Jen out of all lost 3 positions with that whole timing thing, and I think it's just with that small incident too, you lose a lot of confidence with that, you know, when you're very cautious because you don't want to get a front wing damage or anything, because then you lose like 20-25 seconds because you got a pit, and then
it's a very long pit, but here goes VFix. Sorry to cut you off. Here goes VFix. It is going to be pretty straightforward for the Ferrari driver. He's into P6 now after starting from the last of the grid. Does Vicky try to come back? No, he does not, and settles for P7 right now. The next up for VFX is Charles, and you know, Tanishq and Sonic, while the gap has increased between the two of them, but I think Tanishq has been catching Epic Brothers in the last few laps. I think the last time I checked, the gap was 3.7.
Has increased his gap to Sonic too.
Yeah, so Tanishq picking up pace, and picking up pace is VFix for sure. On the next lap, on the start-finish straight, he might go for a
fighting
move.
for his championship with Sumi, and Sumi not being able to race today.
Yeah, it could be.
Help. Yeah. Griffiths to gain back that lead in the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. And Shah, if you can just check the points table and see what was the gap between VFix and Not Sumer before this race, that would help our viewers to get some kind of a perspective.
We've got Nova saying Griffiths is doing what Hamilton did in Brazil last week.
Yeah, pretty much. But you know what VFX is doing right now is more impressive than Hamilton because one, this is equal cars, and it is wet conditions.
Oh my God, Valo. That was quite a statement.
Well, you know, yeah, it's true. I mean, it is equal cars. VFX does not have a rocket ship at the back of his. Oh, what happened to thinking, Ned? Oh my God, what happened to his without a wing?
Coming out of the.
And he is without a wing at all, so that is not great news. He was doing well to hang Ishan in the pits once again. He's Jin
Jin
it's a safety car. Oh my God, I completely missed that. This safety car. Does anyone pit now and go to the end?
All we wanted was a safety car to help Jin out, but
yeah,
just when it's out, we've got this.
That was not.
You know this. The group is now gonna be happy with it, with all that lead he had. And now with the restart, how during the start of the race, Vifix was P13 and now he's P6, and now with the safety car, all he has to do is from P6 to get to the top. So now it's equal the field for him.
Yeah, and it has helped him to claw his way back while he was already on the back of Charles Leclerc, but now he'll be able to close up to the leaders as well. It's interesting to see what they will do. Oh, I am Rahul has a drive-through as well. The safety car Delta is catching more than just one person out. And let's see what the leaders do, because
talking about the leaders, the guy leading the championship, not Sume, is at 217 points and Vifix is at 181, so 36 points gap. And with Sumi not racing, if Vifix wins this one, he might just bring down the gap to 10-11 points depending. Say, I'm just saying, if he finishes P1, it could be P2, 3, because both the Epic Brothers, Tanish, Sonic, Charles are not going to make it easy for VFX.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think Caesar said it as well. If VFX wins this race while getting a fastest lap, he will close on the gap to just 10 points to Not Somer. What happened with Azun and Thinking Nade? I think Azun in the pits.
Yeah.
Azun in the pits.
Is he gonna go for socks?
Well, you know, I've not turned on the tire data because I think there's no point.
But
knowing Azun, you never know when he's out on the intermediate tires. Got a feel for Jin though. Drive through that will really not help his race. And I mean, if you're rooting for Jin, you will have to pray for another safety car, and also pray that he does not get a drive through in that safety car. For Jin to get back into the race.
Here we are saying Vifix and Charles Leclerc both climbed like 7 positions from the grid position they started. Tanish B. Kirin has also gained 5 positions. So you know, Tanish is on a good charge. He's performing well, and I'm also expecting a good result from him. The top 3 which I gave initially, and now you know we're just 8 laps in, and it's all changing up. Anybody could just win. Now there's also safety car, and Epic Brother is gonna be close to go. So if these guys have gained 7 or 5 positions in the grid start, also in the safety car, it's always a chance you make a lot of positions because the straight is so long and the start finish line is just after you take the last corner, and it's such a long straight, and you get a bit of tow from the car ahead, and you just have a little more speed than the guy. I mean, the guy in P1 is a bit slower than the guy in P2, so might help them make the move.
Absolutely. And speaking about safety car restarts, I think the leader we have right now, Racing Gupta, probably one of the most clever guys, I think, who is at least I rate him that way for safety car restarts. So I'm sure he knows what he's doing. He will ensure that his tire temperatures, which is a big factor in these conditions, are up to temperature, and will make the maximum precaution so that he maintains lead when they approach turn 1. But I think, yeah, definitely it has helped the likes of VFix and Sonic Hawk both. Tanishq and Sonic Hawk both, because they were some 2-3 seconds of the leaders, and now they can just see them right in front of them. So
All our
uh,
viewers are also excited for Vifix and Charles to battle it out at the safety car restart.
yeah, it should be fun. VFix and Charles battling out.
Because we know both these guys are really, really.
Well, safety car is in or not, I'm not sure. We'll know soon enough. There is still a couple of cars. It's Quick Killer and Ishan, who are also now back in the race because there's a safety car and the race has been nullified.
Luckily, we don't have any DNFs yet, and it's good because we're already running these no drivers. Where are your reserves? Show up, guys. It's such yeah.
Well, one reserve. Oh, safety car is in. That's
Oh,
just so
safety car
late
is in.
once
It's
again.
such a late call.
That is
It
once
is
again
really
so
late.
late. And look at the cars bunching up in the stadium section. Gupt will decide when to go. He is giving enough time for the safety car to enter the pits, and then he will decide when to go. Epic Brothers and Tanish getting very, very close to each other.
Both
Sonic.
are not gone yet. And I think he's gone. Yes, he is.
There you go. He has gone. Epic Brothers going a little bit further behind what's happening.
Charles and Sonic,
Charles and Sonic are side by side. Approaching turn 1. Tanishq is going for a dive bomb. He is on Epic Brothers, and Tanishq might just make it. Oh no, he does not. Oh, this is going to be very, very
Charles
close.
gets ahead of Sonic.
Charles
And
does.
now there's a car between Vifix and Charles.
Yeah, that is not exactly what VFix would have wanted. And yeah, there's now a car between him. Oh, I think VFX got hit from
Tanishq is
behind.
ahead of Epic now. He made
Yeah,
a
he
move
did.
to-
Tanishq made a
yeah.
move into the first couple of corners. It's Sonic Hawk losing a place to Charles. That is not what he had in mind. That is not what VFX had in mind either. Jin and Vicky are battling, and Jin is through. So that's him into P7. Remember, he has a drive-through to serve. So it's not going to
Also,
be easy.
we would like to mention Quick Killer is back in his car and he's been driving. If we haven't mentioned it before.
And here goes
think it is him
Charles.
driving.
Oh, he just ran out of road there. Does Sonic Hawk make his way through? I think he might. Does he go around the outside of Charles? He's trying it. Not really working out right now. You can see the cars are absolutely side by side. Not enough space in the stadium section to go side by side. Epic Brothers peels into the pits. And that's Tanish
We have
McKinnon in
damage.
P2. Charles Leclerc in the podium positions. And now I am Rahul in the pits once
Gets a
again.
5-second
That's a 5 second for speeding. Does Sonic go for a move on Charles is what I'm trying to see.
Will he make that
It might not work out, but Thinking Nate rather is trying a move on Vicky. The McLaren driver stays in front for now. Let's hope they don't make any contact, and they haven't.
and they
Oh,
do.
I just said
and
it.
there's
I
Vicky.
just said it.
Yeah.
It might be another
That
safety
is
car.
quite unfortunate.
I was just hoping they don't make contact, but they have. There's yellow flag in sector 1. Vicky has retired from this session. I think someone or the other left.
So
Probably
who
lost
did
traction.
we see pick?
That is I am Rahul.
Epic Brothers
Epic Pit
pick,
as well.
right?
Epic Pit as well, yes.
So is this a good strat if
Well, if he's
I don't know
pitting
if
now, I'm
others-
sure he has wing damage because there was no point to pit on the lap or one lap after the safety car comes in. So, pretty
no,
sure.
but then will the other drivers pit now? Or are they
Not
just
sure,
going to
let's
complete it
see.
on this very set
And-
of tires? Can we complete a race on these very set of tires, Nanda? What do you think?
You're asking the wrong person. I can barely complete a race, let alone what set of tires. So maybe someone else can answer that in the comment section. Tanishq has now closed the gap to Racing Gupta, so it is not going to be easy. Jin, what happened to him? He's in the pits as well.
He's serving his drive-through, right?
Oh, he's having the drive-through. My bad. That is my bad. Refix on Sonic Hawk. And Sonic Hawk does leave the door open on the inside, and that is VFX into P4, and once again reunited with his long lost friend in Charles Leclerc.
Charles Leclerc not making it easy for Ferrari. Come on, Charles, you got to let the Ferrari
Just for the Tifosi, I think he should let it
Yeah,
through.
all the fans.
I'm watching Azun right now, trying to get past the Red Bull of Thinking Nade, who did not have the best of the second half of the race so far in these 12 laps. Let's see how it works out for Azun, who has not really made up a lot of positions as he usually does in these races, but there's still two-thirds of the race to go and plenty of opportunities for Azun to show his racecraft. Losing a bit of time through the S section there, that is absolutely something which happens all the time because of the dirty air. But yeah, Jin is still is 11 seconds off his teammate, so all is not lost in
But
Jin's
yeah,
world.
even after that drive through, he isn't. I think he can still fight back for it because Jin is a master at managing tires, and they're not planning to pit. Jin could
Yeah,
be the one
maybe
to
he.
fix
I
the
think I
balance.
remember similar thing happened in USA as well, right?
USA, yeah,
Austin. He was
yeah.
not. He did not have the best of the track positions, and he just went on and on and on and completed the race on that set of tires. Now it is imperative for his brother VFX to get past Charles Leclerc as soon as he can because he does not want the top two to run away. The gap is already almost
Tanishq is
five
not
seconds.
making it easy for racing. Go where when Gupta was racing with Epic Brothers, he's just been able to pull out from him with the gap, was 1 second, then 2, and then 2.3. Here, Tanishq is just been on his gearbox all the time. He's 6 tenths to that 8 tenths gap always to racing Goop. If Goop makes any small bit of mistake, Tanishq is right there.
And it's 5 tenths. So, oh, Tanish, just as we were
Just gets a
speaking,
3 seconds.
it's a 3 second. That is not good news at all. And VFX now 2.5 tenths, 3 tenths. So maybe on this lap, considering depending on how much battery both the drivers choose to use on the start finish straight, could be the best opportunity for VFX to get past. He goes a little bit deep into the penultimate, or rather the last corner, losing a bit of time, and hence I don't think he's going to make any sort of impressions on Charles
I think
Leclerc on
Quick
this
Killer
lap.
might. Okay, he's a bit too far. I thought maybe Quick Killer would make a move
He doesn't
on
have a lot of battery going
Killer.
by the data on his steering wheel, and yeah, thinking Nate will stay ahead for the next few corners. Ishan gets a 5 second time, 3 second time penalty rather for track limits, and Racing Gupta, while it does not matter because there is no DRS. Uh, Let me see what Ishan does. Is he go for a move? He's trying to go for it, and Racing Gupta, or rather Sonic Hawk, has to give him space, and that is very well judged. Maybe Sonic was a bit
Oh,
too
they're so
lenient.
close to each other, but he didn't let him through though.
Yeah, he did
Maybe
not,
he
and
was lenient, or maybe he wanted to take some other racing line so that he could fight back and make that switch back happen.
yeah, and Charles Leclerc has got a 3 second time penalty as well. So as it stands, VFX will
Oh,
end up on
and
the
Hope
podium.
this also got a 3 second. This is his
Oh, I
first
did
three
not
seconds in this
notice.
entire season, guys.
Is it?
Yeah, Hope has not got any 3 second time penalty from track extension in this entire season, and this is his first
Oh
one
my
where he's
God,
leading
that
the
is
race, and when
quite
it
a
could
feat.
matter a lot. Yeah.
That is quite a feat from
This
Racing
is
Cup.
just helping out Rifik so much. If he only stays within 3 seconds of the guy in P1, the win
Well,
is
he's
his,
more
and
than
nobody
that.
can
He's
stop
almost
him.
6 seconds, 7 seconds off the leader right now. But well, half the race gone, and this is the lap where I DNF'd Shah. So kudos to everyone except Vicky to last longer in this race
I
than
mean,
what I
Vicky
did.
wasn't his fault entirely, I would say, because I was just
No,
on
yeah,
board
it
with
wasn't. It
these
wasn't.
two.
It was a collision for sure.
Vicky was doing a good job with that P3 in qualifying, and not he lost a few positions during the restart, but tried getting it back, and then it was just wheel-to-wheel racing that ended up
VFX and Charles have lost a further second to Tanishq and Racing Gupta. This is not helping VFX at all in his
and this
start
is
for the
not helping
championship.
Charles also, because these guys just keep racing each other, because they I mean, they're not racing side by side, but when you're following someone and there's a guy behind you on charge, you try to take alternative lines to, block him, or, take different lines so that he can't make a move or do that dive bomb, and that just is gonna waste both their times. And it's just gonna help Tanishq and Cook both.
VFX is
Because they have just
almost
3
pushing.
seconds and they don't want them to come near them.
VFX is almost pushing Charles through that stadium section. Will focus on the exit this time, and I think he might have compromised his exit once again. VFX losing the car in bits and pieces. He's using his battery, but I don't think so. Charles has the measure of him once again. While the 3-second time penalty is annoying for him, but at least he has track position, and he is keeping VFX at bay for maybe 7th or 8th lap in a row now, Shah.
Yep, and following.
Here goes VFX once again. Oh no, he's backs out of that one. Shah, if you can just check the race director, we have a request from Easy Level Bot. While I would not really advise you to do that.
VFX is so close, I thought he might just make a move, but I think he's just waiting for the right time because he doesn't want to do anything stupid.
No, that's absolutely right. He is in a championship fight, so, and especially now that not Sumer is not racing tonight, it is very, very important that he gets as many points as possible from this race. But at the same time, he knows that he has a pace if he has clear air.
We did notice, but I just went to the race director and I saw Ishan did go on the wets. He didn't make a try. So Ishan has already picked like 4 times. This is his 4th set of tire.
Oh.
He went on inters, then inters again, and then wets, and then inters.
Oh, I completely missed that he was on the wet set of tires for maybe a lap or two, not sure. And all this battling right now has caused Sonic Hawk and Ishan to catch up. Let's see if Ishan can do anything. We were just talking about him. Can he make a move on Sonic Hawk?
VFX has got no warning, Charles has got 2 warnings and the penalty already, and then yeah. Tanishq has got his penalty, and after that he's got a warning too, so another warning, and then we could see him get a penalty.
Yeah, what's happening with Azun and Quick Killer? These guys are still battling. Azun not been able to take advantage of his slightly fresher tires, and he's still behind the Williams.
But he's still ahead. Wow.
This must be so annoying for VFX.
Has got so much pace, and I think VFX is a good driver on when it's raining. And also during TT times and all of that, we see that VFX is always in the top 100, 200s with his TT time. So he's quite good in the wets. It's just that he doesn't want to make any stupid move because that would end up his championship fight with Sumi, and he might be the biggest loser here if he tries to make any stupid move.
They have lost a further half a second to the likes of Tanishq, and they've also lost time to Sonic Hawk as well as Ishan. And yeah, I'm just thinking, are they not thinking pit stops, because it's lap 18, so we are halfway already, and it seems like the only way right now VFX can get through as Sonic I'm Rahul and Epic Brothers are fighting. The only way VFX might be able to make through is in pit stops. So are they thinking pit stops, or are they all thinking of going to the end? Because
people in the chat, you guys are drivers, tell us, will they have to do a pit stop, or can they just go on these racing cars? Tanishq is just 5/10 behind Gupt now. Wow.
Tanishq has closed up, but I think Gupt has had the measure of him in the last few laps. The gap, while it has decreased to a second, sometimes increased to 1 second or so, it is still quite manageable for Gupt, and he is still in prime position to win this race, despite VFX not having time penalty, just losing time every lap because he's behind Charles and not able to make through. 5/10 is a gap once again, but history tells us that Charles might still...
Tanishq looks racy. Tanishq looks to have more pace than Gupt right now, and Gupt pits. Goes to the pits.
What? Alright.
He's pitting.
What does VFX or Charles do? Both of them stay out.
From the top 5 to pit right now.
That is weird.
No, maybe he was losing a lot of grip, because eventually with very less tire grip. You don't want to be on
But he's
a
gonna lose
rainy
so many
track.
positions. I hope he can. Oh, what's happening with Ishan and Sonic Hawk? This is the 4 car battle right now, which is P2 now. Tanishq is the leader of the race, and Epic Brothers and I am Rahul are fighting. Let's see who breaks the latest. When they approach turn 1, they're giving each other plenty of space, but Epic Brothers on the inside. I am Rahul will have the inside line for the next corner, and oh, I am Rahul spins. That is not what was on the cards. Once again, going through this section, it's not enough space, I feel, for 2 cars to go side by side. A Sonic Hawk gets a 3-second time penalty. So everyone except for VFix, Azun and Jin have got time penalties right now, and most of these are for track extensions.
So everyone after Ishan, I think, has made a pit stop. Let me check. Yes, everyone's made a pit stop. Nishan has in fact made 3 pit stops, and he's still running P5.
He's still running P5 and might go to the end of the race. Unlike maybe our race leaders, I am Rahul gets a 3-second time penalty once again. This time, Shah Laklak is in the pits. So is Sonic Hawk, I believe, and VFX might now.
Chance.
Yeah, this is his chance.
Maybe
Probably
he got like 1 lap or 2 laps time to make that overcut work.
yeah, and
Because he had a lot of pace, and this is the only chance that he's got free air, and he's racing O1.
so Racing Gupta is in P7 now. I'm not sure what happened to Jin, but
somehow, yeah.
Charles Leclerc will be out in P9, Sonic Hawk in P10. It is going to be close between him and Epic Brothers. Sonic Hawk is covering the line but cannot cover too much, and Epic Brothers does come out in P8. Now, let's see what
Epic Brothers
P10 rather. Sorry, P10. And Racing Gupta now on the back of Azun. Fresh tires.
Yeah, so much fresh rubber than Azun, and he must have a lot of grip. And
he will, but let's see how much he can actually make an impression on Azun. Up ahead with VFix and Tanishq as well. Tanishq has stayed out an extra lap after Racing Gupta pit, so it will be interesting to see what he does. Is he thinking of going to the end? He's coming in. And what is VFix going to do?
Just triggered that thing where everyone has to make a pistol, and so does VFX.
VFX comes in, Ishan stays out.
Interesting, where do these guys come out? Because Gub has to stay behind Azun, though he's got so much more pace than him.
Okay, quick kill up pits, I think.
Where does Gub come out in all of this? He does come out ahead of. Yeah, he's ahead of all these guys. And Gupt has already made a move on Azun.
He's going for it. It's going to be pretty straightforward. And that is Gupt into P3. VFix has come out. Oh, this is going to be close between him and Epic Brothers. He's lost a place to Epic Brothers as well. Can he still make it stick and at least get that one back? I think he has.
Wow, that was some good racing.
Yeah, that was really good racing. And Tanishq has gotten past Azun as well in the process.
So that overcut really didn't help VFX.
Yeah, it didn't really help. I was hoping, or rather he would have been hoping that it did, but he is back to square one behind Charles Leclerc, and now there are so many cars.
Fact, now these guys have to get past through Jin and Azun, who I don't think are going to make any more pit stops.
Yeah, Azun for sure is not going to pit, and it will be interesting to see. Let's see the penalties once again.
Ishan, let me check their tire lines.
Yeah, so it's 12 laps for both, and the gap is huge. So Racing Gupta first has to catch both of them and then be within 3 seconds of both to win this race. Otherwise, Ishan with that 6-second time penalty, if he does not get any further time penalties, he's looking good right now. Tanishq on Racing Gupta. So Tanishq is once again looking very crazy. Mercedes. What has happened? Azun is in the pits, by the way. I did not expect that.
So yeah, Azun does make a pit stop. Oh, Gupt and Tanishq are so close. Throughout these 22 laps, they've been so close.
I was on board with Tanishq there, and he was practically cutting the racing lines which Racing Gupta was taking. But Ishan, after having what you said, 4 pit stops,
Right.
is still he's leading the race, and I don't think he's going to pit. I doubt he's going to pit. VFix has closed up the gap to Charles once again, and once again, I think we're going to see a very good battle here with some superb defensive driving from Charles, but at the same time, consistent pressure from the Ferrari of VFX.
VFX is the only guy without any time penalty right now.
Yeah, that is absolutely crazy.
Still hasn't
He's
got
going to lose he's going to gain rather a lot of positions because of it, but he's losing time behind cars he doesn't want to be behind, and which is why a race win right now is not looking the most likely option. Once there are more penalties. Thinking Nate got a time penalty. It's 9 seconds now. Racing Gupta is within 5/10 of him, so if Racing Gupta can clear him pretty soon, he can think of catching Ishan. We fix on the back of Charles Leclerc once again, and you know what? It's Epic Brothers who seems to be closer to VFix than VFix to VFix to Charles Leclerc there.
Gopt is quite multitasking now because he has to defend from Tanish behind, and he also has to make an attack in the guy.
Well, thinking about it, he might just go for it right now.
Yes.
And has to stay behind.
You don't want to risk it big time. Oh, and thinking Nate gets another 3 seconds.
It's just desperate to defend right now. Tanishq is trying his best to unsettle Racing Gupta.
And goes through.
Yeah, I think he let both of them through there.
Maybe he understood that
Nate.
it's not helping his race if he tries defending guys behind him who are just on like 1 or 2 lap old indoors, wherein he is 14 laps old.
So 12 seconds is a gap. They need to close it by a further 9 seconds if both Racing Gupta and Tanishq want to finish ahead of Ishan, who is the race leader right now. So 12 laps to go. I think it's doable, but depends on how much. Oh, Tanishq did not have. Sorry, Gupta did not have the best of the exit, but Tanishq losing it mid corner as well. And now Tanishq is using his battery once again. Not sure. Thinking he retired.
He retired in the
Oh, the pits. Okay, fine. It's in the pits. Here
retire.
goes Tanishq. Here goes Tanishq. Is he going to go for a dive bomb? No, he tries it. He almost tags. That is very, very brave braking. I thought he would make contact with Racing Gupta's rear tire there and spin him out, but thankfully it did not happen. And oh, VFX losing the car coming out of turn 3. Still, he must be knowing every detail of that Aston Martin's rear wing by now.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah, it's been there. He's dispatched everyone else except for this Aston Martin driver, and you can almost sense the frustration.
And we can see Vifix has got that taste, you know. Once he's passed through Charles Leclerc, I'm sure he's going to leave him by the car. So he's going to be, you know, pulling away. But this is some brilliant defending from Charles. Keeping a fast driver behind you is not easy. We've seen, you know, in real life we saw in Hungary, when it was not raining though, but we saw Fernando Alonso in a much slower car while keeping Lewis behind in a very fast car. So, you know, these defending skills from Charles and both these guys keeping it clean is so good.
Yeah, I think I agree with Noah here in terms of the undercut comment. You know, that's what I was thinking, that he has to overtake in the pits, and if they have to make a pit stop, probably should have gone for the undercut.
Tanishq gets a 6 second.
Yeah, Tanishq, while we were discussing, does get a 6 second time penalty, so probably no longer a threat for Gupta, but Gupta might still want to be ahead, so that, you know,
and
he
Ishan seems to be
he's increasing the gap. The gap was, it came down to less than 12 seconds for momentarily, but now it is again increased. VFX just at the exit of the corner seemed to have a good run, but Charles Leclerc once again a good exit out of that corner, and once again, what a battle we are seeing this. It's a different kind of a battle than, you know, what we saw in Monza with VFX and Hushraf.
This is just pure driving, right? There's no DRS, there's nothing to help you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just concentration.
Your exit and your will that
Oh,
be
that's
safety
no,
car
that's in the pit lane. Sonic Hawk gets a time penalty, so that's 9 seconds
A safety
in
car
total.
right now would just, upset Ishan so much.
I
Because it
don't
would be
think there will be a
frustrating for
safety
him. Because,
car,
yeah,
but it's a pretty long pit lane anyway.
I mean, we have another 10 laps to go. We cannot comment if there will be a safety car or not. Because we saw very less safety car even yesterday's race, or even the race before when we were at Brazil. It was quite late. I think we just
You know
did
what? This time
two
VFix has
laps.
had a good run, and he might deplete everything he has had in an effort to get past. But no, again he has stopped depleting that. So maybe once again he does not think he has enough of a run on Shal to make up a position. A Zune trying to get past Quick Killer, but I don't think that's happening on this track
It
either.
seems to be so close. I don't know, maybe when is Yusuf gonna make that move? If it's gonna be quite difficult, then Charles is gonna make this brilliant defending all the time. Yusuf will have to rethink his strategy, or make a move where he wouldn't be expecting to make a move.
That's true, but
Charles
this,
wouldn't be expecting Yusuf to make a move.
yeah, I completely agree with you, but that's where the track characteristics also come in. There are hardly more than a couple of conventional overtaking zones, so I see what you're saying, that he has to try to get him at a part of a track where Charles is not expecting. But then the twisty and sections of the track, Ishan, my god, what a guy.
And
He's
he
leading the
18
race.
laps old inters, guys.
Absolutely, that
18
is
laps
some
old, and he's just set the fastest lap of the race. This is gonna be amazing.
yeah, that is some really good
This is an
driving
amazing performance
from the McLaren driver. His teammate has DNF'd. But yeah, coming back to this battle, as we have been talking about, it looks like this is the only thing we are talking about in this race. But this battle itself is so engrossing. Yeah, it's
and Tanishq. Yes, I mean, the fight for P5 and the fight for P2 is just on. If he discard the
well, Vifix is going to get P5 anyway, and he might get even P4 because Jin is. Oh, here goes. I'd say here goes, but Shal once again. Is Vifix going to dive it down the inside? I think. Oh, Ishan, no!
Ishan gets another 3 seconds.
Oh, he better be careful there. He still has a lot of margin there, 9 laps to go. But he has to be very, very careful now. He's treading on thin ice now. But he's increasing the gap since we last spoke by further 1.6 seconds.
This motivation to
Racing up, yeah, to close up the gap. But he's not thinking about catching Ishan right now. He might be thinking about keeping Tanishq behind, if anything, because Tanishq is, as you said, not letting him breathe easy. And yeah, that's Epic Brothers gets a time penalty once again, but it was unfortunate for him to not battle for the lead. And Tanishq has had a good run.
Yeah,
Tanishq almost losing it. And
I think we've seen this even before, where when he's already finished a corner at the exit, he gets this snap out of.
I don't know which battle to focus on, but here goes.
Yeah.
He's using everything there, and he's going down round the outside. Is he going to make it stick? I think he might have.
Wow!
What a move from Tanishq Bhikera, and what a move! What a brilliant overtake
been patient
there.
All this while, but he had this opportunity and he made it stick. What an amazing.
Yeah, and you know what? If he seems to have the pace all race in these conditions, he might even pull out that gap which he needs to keep his P2. You never know. So Racing Gupta will be hoping to stick with him.
And he's also on like 2 laps fresher inters. And it wouldn't matter much, but it's always better to be 1 step ahead of your competition.
Absolutely. And
he's already pulled 7/10 from good.
Yeah, he has through the second sector. So we'll see. Oh, there's a yellow flag. Epic Brothers is retired. No, please don't. Please don't. Please safety car. Please no. Also for safety. Thank you.
Alright. But also virtual safety car is gonna bring down the time.
Oh no! It's a safety car now.
Are they gonna pit? No. Why will they pit?
Well, no one is going to pit. But all the hard work.
This is gonna be so upsetting for Ishan.
Jin pits, by the way.
Does he have a gap to pit? No, he does not. He's still gonna come out.
Yeah, but he has not pitted at all.
Just get eaten up
Yeah, but he has
really
not pitted at
nice.
all in this race. This
Yeah.
is his first and only pit stop. So probably not the worst of the ideas to make that pit stop. But Ishan, what a race
But
he
just
was
on
driving.
penalties, if it just remains like that, Book is our ultimate leader. And is it Vifix? Because Vifix has got no time
Yeah, he
penalties.
has no time penalties, but it depends on
If
once
Vifix
again he has
manages to
to,
stay
yeah,
within
3 seconds of
3 seconds
everyone
of the
else.
race leader. Yeah, just the leader guy who's leading. If he's just in 3 seconds with him, I think it's just more than enough. He would win the race. You jump from P5 to P1, and winning on somebody getting penalties, Malo, isn't that so much
Well,
fun?
Ishan might pit as well. He has 15 seconds of a gap to Tanishq.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that is enough. I have no idea, but I think it should be. So at least he can get a fresh set of tires and then also lead. Well, he has to slow down for the safety car delta, which is what he's doing right now. But he would be hoping that he can get a free pit stop here. He is
Oh,
coming
he
in the
does
pits.
pit.
Yeah, he does pit. I think that could be the right call considering his tires were quite old. He put them on lap 9 and now finally he's into the pits. I think he will have to concede a few positions. Let's
I
go
think
McLaren
he'll come
Q.
out ahead of Charles Leclerc though.
Oh, this is going to be
Yeah.
so close. He's going to
Close
lose the
between
position to
Tanishq,
the
yeah.
top two. It is so unfortunate for him, but he'll still come out in P3 ahead of Charles Leclerc, as you said, Shah. And as things stands, Racing Gupta or VFix might just take the checkered flag here in terms of finishing in the first place. So how important do you think, Shah, it was for Tanish to get past Racing Gupta? Because it was just after that, Sonic Hawk in the pits, by the way. It was just after that that the safety car came out. So had Tanish not gotten past there, then he might not have had enough laps to then finally make an overtake. And
But the
uh,
safety car has also not helped Tanishq in
yeah, it
one
has
way.
not, but he still has. He'll still have what, like 4-5 laps,
It all
four
just
laps.
depends if Tanishq has a perfect safety car and if he gets out clean out of turn one and someone doesn't dive bomb, do anything messy there, and if Book is not able to be in that 3 seconds. But see, all Tanish needs to do is just stay 3 seconds away from Book, and in the span of I think we'll have like 5 laps of racing if the safety car is in right now.
I don't think it will be
Three
in this
laps or
lap,
five
so
laps
we
with the
might,
pace
yeah, five
Tanish has
laps.
got. It would be difficult, but I wouldn't say it's impossible.
Yeah, I
This
don't think so
Tanish has
because he
been
has
like really quick.
shown, yeah, he has shown tremendous pace. This weekend, Sonic Hawk gets a time penalty under the safety car. Azun will also jump a lot of places because he has no time penalties. So I think it's just
Yes.
like Brazil where there was a late safety car and then Azun ended up in P4 or something. I think P4 or P5. Is that someone in the pits?
No, I don't
No,
think
it's
so.
not. For a moment I thought someone was diving into the pits, but everyone stays out and the pack has now bunched up. So this should be the last lap under the safety car, and after that we can go
Now
racing
Ishan is
for
gonna
a
be
five
on
lapper, Shah.
so much fresher. He's gonna be on such fresh. Oh, and what? Quick Killer tries to overtake Jin, and he stays back.
Yeah, Jen
That was
has.
weird from Quick Killer. Why would he do that? So I was just saying, Ishan is gonna be on much fresher rubber, and he's not gonna make it easy for Racing Gupta. It doesn't matter if he's got 9 seconds of penalty, and Gupta's got 3 seconds. But oh, it wasn't Jin's fault. Come on, guys.
No,
The
it's
game is so
fine. It's
broken.
fine. I'm sure he will appeal that.
Yeah.
Uh, right. So yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
was just saying.
hard.
So
It's
Ishan will try to fight Racing Gupta, and this is just gonna help Tanishq. He might just want to make 3 second gap to Racing Gupta.
absolutely, and you got to feel for Ishan here. He was driving such a good race after a bad first half of the race. He was in the lead and was going to the end. Was extending the gap, not even managing the gap. I was extending the gap to the people behind. Was also putting in fastest laps, if I remember. Who is the fastest lap right now? Let's just
Ishan did
quickly
have the
check.
fastest lap. He put a 126 something, and Ishan has used a total of 5 set of tire compounds, 4 inters and 1 wets. He started on inters, he pit for inters, wets, inters.
One of those top 3 finishing drivers, but the safety car is in. Tanishq has allowed the safety car to create enough of a gap, and our focus will be on the top 5, and let's see how they get along for their restarts.
And Tanishq is gone already.
I think he's gone. Yeah, I think he's gone. Brilliant restart from Tanishq. He's already 1 second ahead. What a restart!
Wow,
that is absolutely brilliant from him.
Amazing restart from Tanishq.
And he has left everyone in their wake. Ishan is weaving on the straight to get some temperatures into his tires. But oh my god, that is some big brain move here. Quick Killer, by the way, on the move. He is going to get a position on Jin Sanity, and there you go. The Williams driver is into P6, so it's helping them in constructors as well. And next up is VFix. VFix has lost 1 second, or rather a few tenths at least, to Charles Leclerc at the restart. So not the best of the restarts there. Azun is battling Sonic Hawk and has to stay behind. So Azun losing a position of the restart as well. 1.9 seconds in 2 sectors, or rather half a lap.
Wow, this is looking so good for Tanishq. It's just this amazing safety car restart. It was so good from him. All these drivers must have not expected Tanishq to go, but he had planned it before, the way he let the safety car go pass by. And, he waited, and then he found it, at that post-stadium section where, he knew he couldn't accelerate altogether.
Exactly. Although Gupt is clawing back some time now, but again he has lost some time. So this is not over yet, and Ishan is making a move, and this is so close.
He made that move on Gupt.
Almost avoiding contact there, and both of them losing time. So Tanishq looking really good right now. He still has to pull up a gap, but knowing Ishan, he will now try to extend his gap and see what happens. He has a time penalty. He knows he will lose positions.
If that happens, I think also Tanishq cannot let Ishan by, because Ishan is also a quick driver, and if you've seen guys pull out 2 seconds in 2 laps, maybe Ishan could also pull another 3 seconds from Tanishq. So he would also lose a position to him. This is so interesting. We got 6 seconds, 9 seconds, 3 seconds of penalties. In the top 3, it's a combination.
Yeah, it is a combination. And what's not a pleasant sight for VFix once again is the rear wing of Charles Leclerc is again caught up to him, and again VFix has to go through the whole grind again, trying to see where he can make up time and force Charles into a mistake to take that position. He's going to get that anyway, but right now Azun gets it, so that makes VFix the only person on the track right now without a time penalty. And look at how Ishan is closing up on Tanishq. That's 5 tenths in just a sector or maybe 2, and so that's
so much
the fresh tires is helping Tanishq faster lap of the race. But Ishan, that was expected.
But Tanishq is doing that on 12 laps old inters, and Ishan
absolutely, and as it stands, he's already 3 seconds clear of racing Gupta.
He's 1 second clear.
So while the gap is dwindling a little bit, so you will never know, maybe until the last lap and the last corner. But right now Ishan is doing everything he can, Tanishq rather is doing everything he can to take the checkered flag and remain in P1.
This is
I
would say the race was slow, but we thoroughly enjoyed it. We didn't see a lot of overtaking, but we did see a few overtakes which were side by side battling with one another, but with that people were just onto each other all the time, and that made it so interesting, like this race.
I completely agree with you, Shah.
There wasn't a battle brewing up. There was always a battle.
There was always a battle to talk about, and mostly with VFix involved, along with Charles Leclerc, Racing Gupta, and Tanishq. Sonic Hawk was involved in some battles as well, as he is right now with Jin and Quick Killer and Azun. So that's a 4-car train there with Quick Killer, Jin, Azun, and Sonic Hawk also battling for the final few positions. All of them are going to get points if they just not DNF. Ishan once again putting the fastest of the race, and I think he will do that for the rest of the race now. Just 2 laps pending. He might get the fastest lap on each of those laps. But here goes VFix once again. He's depleting his battery. He's within 3 tenths, which is once again not going to be enough. What does Sonic Hawk do? Sonic Hawk is behind Quick Killer and Jin both, and Sonic Hawk has to stay behind for a few more corners. Does Jin get a better exit? He might have, not entirely sure.
But I think he'll have to stay behind.
He'll have to stay behind unless he goes for a dive bomb, which he does not. And that's Jin into P7 right now. Will lose a position to Azun, who just has 3 seconds time penalties. So VFix right now is probably he's just about P3. He's just about P3 or P4 there, depending on how fast Leclerc can pull him towards Racing Gupta. It is going to be very, very close whether he can get a podium there. VFX. Oh, Jin gets another time penalty. So
exclude those 5 seconds maybe later if he gets it removed.
Yep. So 1 lap to go. As it stands, Tanishq is going to win the race despite his 6 seconds of time penalties, and I think Ishan will drop down. So that's Racing Gupta. Oh, I think VFix might still get a podium, right? Because Ishan has 9 seconds of penalties.
Yes.
Yeah, that's VFix on the podium. Completely missed that.
Seconds from him and those 9 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. Here goes Jin on Quick Killer once again. Can Jin make it through around the outside? He tries for it, but Quick Killer is brave on the brakes and is able to keep his car into P7. Jin does get a decent exit out of that corner. Sonic Hawk almost losing it there, but now Jin approaching turn 4 is on the outside, so he'll have to be more clever on the brakes there. He tries to go all the way around the outside of Quick Killer, and what a brilliant move there, pushing Quick Killer a bit towards the edge of the track, and I think it was just about fine from
Will
Jin.
Azun make a move? I don't know. Azun.
Yeah, Azun did make a move.
But Racing Gupta is brought down that time. He is just 2.8 seconds.
This is so close now.
This is going to be so close.
Tanishq will finish in P1, or at least he will take the checkered flag.
Yes. The times are just changing.
Right now, Tanishq just about has it. And he is going to round out the final corner. It has been a great drive from Tanishq. He is going to take the checkered flag. It remains to be seen whether he can finish P1. He does on track.
Oh no!
Oh, it's less than a 2 tenths. Oh no, that's okay. VFix on the podium with P3. Ishan finishes P5. Jin finishes.
What was that? Is that the fastest way through?
Well, there you go. Tanishq does win the race. And VFX, I think...
What a drive from Tanishq, I would say.
Absolutely. 0.191. That was the gap at the top. And that is the race win. First win of his IRL career for Tanishq. Might have got a podium or two, I'm not even sure.
This guy just came back to IRL. He was with us before, and then he wasn't there for a while for some reason, and then he is back and he's won a race. He's kept it clean.
Yeah, it might be his first podium as well, I'm not sure, but I think he might have got a podium before. Either way, Shah, if you can do the honors of inviting our top 3 into the podium interviews, into the party rather, for the podium interviews. But overall a great race. We had 4 DNFs, 2 of them or maybe 3 of them in the pit lane, but overall a great race considering it was raining. We did see plenty of racing action, so that was always fun to see. And VFX once again on the podium, and again gaining quite a few points on his championship rival Not Sumer.
But yeah, it was a good try from Ishan too.
Yeah, it was indeed, and the safety car you can...
So Goof must be so gutted this time around, because this is the only race where he got a 3 second, and
that's what cost him the race win.
Clean, and only in this very race that 3 second has lost him that win that he's been chasing for so many races. It's so unfortunate. I feel gutted too, because I had a very similar situation last time. Because I haven't been getting a lot of 3 seconds from my racing in IRL. I just got it once in Russia, and it was the second time yesterday I got it in Mexico. So even I was gutted because chances I'm going to lose my win. Too thinking it was racing with us even yesterday. So it
Well,
was just quite
so just try
unfortunate.
inviting Tanishq. I think VFix and Racing Gupta are already in the party, so we'll
So
start with VFix.
if you have Tanishq in your
I do.
friends,
You can
just
just
invite
type
him.
his. I don't want to disrupt the stream. You can just type his PSN or one of Racing Gupta. VFix can do that as well. You can just type in his PSN and his name will pop up. But let's start with VFix. VFix, I hope we are audible. You can hear us and your party sharing settings are on. And just talk us through
Yeah,
your
I think
race. You knew that your okay, Tanishq is here as well. So you knew it was going to be a full wet race or wet throughout. We were thinking it might be full wets, but it was inters. And how accurately can you describe the rear wing of an Aston Martin car now?
I mean, there's so I mean I'd probably get a fine for it for doing anything with the rear wing. So I really don't want to go into how much detail I want to discuss that. But yeah, so frustrating, man. I had so much pace. I don't think I did a single lap in clear air in this whole race.
No,
To
you
be
did not.
honest,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, to still come that close to winning. I mean, I'll take it. I would have taken a podium anyway, starting last. Yeah, and plus I had not only did I not have any penalties, I had no warnings either. So that just goes to show how in control I was of the car, so to the point where I was having to back off, lift and coast. I think I ended this race with I think 6 laps of fuel in my car. That is how much I was having to lift and coast to not go into the back of anybody that I was following.
Absolutely, yeah. It was a great drive from you, and we were talking exactly that between Shah and I in the comms box that you seem to have a lot of pace, but just because you were stuck behind behind a car, you were not able to unleash that, and probably that was race winning pace, especially after people started getting multiple time penalties. But nevertheless, it was a great race and a great drive from you. We fix plenty of points you have gained on Not Sumer, who has not raced tonight. So congratulations,
Yeah.
and Shah, anything from you if you want to ask?
Yes, perfect. So I would like to talk to you about your congratulations on your podium though, but also I want to talk about your pit stop. You Charles made an undercut on you. I mean, he was already ahead, but he pit early, and then he still came out ahead of you. And then we were expecting, because you had a lot of pace than him, because we would see that in the race. We were expecting that with that overcut you do on him, maybe you'll have some fresh air, then you would set some faster lap times. But after you pit, you were still behind Charles Leclerc. So what was that strategy all about?
I mean, I think is the reason why I even went for the overcut is because I felt anything earlier than what Charles went for would have been too soon for the Inters, and I felt that I had enough pace anyway to come out ahead of him. But I think I overestimated the potential of the overcut and the performance of the new tires, because I felt that if I had even a lap fresher tires, maybe I can get him. But that last corner was such a slip and slide zone that to get a good exit out of it is impossible at the best of times. And when you're following another car, I was basically having to um, teeter on the edge of spinning my car. I think I would be up by like half a second on every single one of my laps, and then just lose it all in the last sector because it's just how slow uh, I have to drive in order to not spin out. But yeah.
Yes, congratulations, Vifix. We'll move on to the next guy. I think
Yeah,
you
Shah, why
would
don't you start us off with Racing Gupta?
yes, Racing Go.
Yeah.
You had this amazing quali. You were P1, and since it was a wet race, it's not easy to get past through the guy starting P1 in where the drive to the turn one is so long that stiff shift comes in help and all of that, and you started on pole, and you had a very good race. You were always like 2-3 seconds ahead of Epic Brothers. The time came down, it went up again, and you were one of the first guys to pit. First guys from top 5 to go to the pits, and then you came out behind Azun, and then you started losing a lot of time.
Yeah.
Just take us through your race, that what was going on in your mind and how the strategy came up.
Uh, well, pretty much Shah summed it up. Got pole, led most of it, but yeah, 3 second time penalty came in, and I had two warnings come up in just two corners. Like that was pretty much it. And yeah, good BK, well driven, Vivek with a great comeback. Yeah, that's it from me.
Congratulations, Racing Gupta. 2 tenths at the end. That was probably looking like the race win for you.
Well,
Or made it.
it would have been less than 1 second the gap, but yeah, Ishan decided to overtake me at a corner where I had lost 1.5 seconds to Tanishq. So yeah, didn't help me out in that way. So, but yeah, good race by everyone.
Yeah, it was a really good race and well controlled, especially in the first stint before people started pitting. So, plenty of pace you have shown, and yeah, good luck for the rest of the season. May you do get your inaugural race win this season with IRL. Moving on to Tanishq. Tanishq, are you here? Can you hear us? And I hope your audio is. All right, what a race from you, Tanis. Just talk us through your race. You had a good start, got a few positions, and then were constantly keeping the pressure on the top two. And then just talk us through your race, yeah.
Yeah, now before I answer anything, it's such a honor to be up here, because I've like, it's took me so long to get here with all the criticism and everything. But kept that aside, I'm happy to be here, and thank you. So yeah, I think it was a pretty clean race. I think at the start, yeah, I got a pretty good start, and yeah, just went on with the momentum. And then with Racing Gupta, I don't know how I was with him. I always tend to gain time on him in the middle sector, and then again a bit on the last sector, and then he used to get a good exit, but I kept on trying to get a good exit, but then one corner I also slipped out. So yeah, it was a pretty good race, and especially the win gave me from the safety car restart. Yeah. I don't know. I was always aiming to, I think, finish P2, because I was always keeping an eye on Vifix, because he had no penalties, and then he was 5 seconds behind me. I think on the last 2 laps it started coming down a bit, and then I was getting a bit tensed up, and then I tried to push, and then I think in the last 1 lap it fell down to 6.4, and then yeah, from there I just had to bring it home.
Yeah, it was a very controlled safety car restart as well, and a brilliant safety car restart, if I may say so. You pretty much caught the whole field napping there, and were, I think, more than a second ahead of everyone approaching turn 1 on the restart lap. So yes, that was a really good restart, and yeah, congratulations, very well done. We have seen a lot of improvement. I think when I say that, I speak from everyone in IRL. Your racecraft has improved massively ever since you made the return. So that is really nice to see. And over to Shah for any further questions.
Congratulations, Tanish.
Thank you, Shah.
It was such a a good race from you. It was so controlled. It's not easy to keep following a car for so long. You always tend to make some mistake. Maybe you sometimes miss your braking or do something or the other, but you kept it so clean, and the gap was always there. You just didn't let go pull away. It was always between 7 tenths to 9 tenths, and in the first stint and in the second stint, when after the safety car restart, when you had to make that 3 second gap to go for your race win, I was just looking at the times, and at the very last lap, very last sector, it kept fluctuating. It kept fluctuating to 2.8, 2.93, again 2.7. It was so tense. Like, there were a lot of battles going on, but there was this battle in the timings where it was just between you and
I was happy for P2. I was like, yes, I'm gonna get P2. I don't know how I got P1. I literally I went across the line, and then it still said P1. I'm like, okay, let everyone finish. Maybe it's gonna put me to P2. And then and then everyone's done, and I'm P1. I'm like, oh shit. Oh yeah, it was a very good race. Yeah.
Congratulations, Tanish. Very happy for you, and that comeback you made this season is just so amazing.
One more thing. To whom may concern, fuck you.
Good one, Tanish.
Yeah, I like that spirit, Tanish. But yeah, congratulations to all three of you. Very well done, good races. in these tricky conditions in Mexico, high altitude. So get your oxygen back. We have a race in F2 tomorrow. That's the inaugural F2 Season 3 race in Portimao. So do join us for that at 9:45 in the evening, and we'll see you there. And the F1 season continues with the next race in Paul Ricard Circuit in France next Fridays and Saturdays. So that's it from the comms box. Thank you, Shah, once again for ditching your guests and joining us for this race. So that's it from our end. Is there any shout outs we need to wait for, or should we just end the stream?
I just want to give a shout out to the commenters, because it's not an easy job to do this every week. And Malav and Shah, great job, man. Keep it up.
Thank you.
We
Thank you
enjoy
so
watching
much.
you guys race. I don't mind commentating. Is that I'm not missing on racing, but it's just that it's so much more fun even commentating on such races. I thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely. VFX, anything from you? Usually you are the one for shout outs.
Yeah, you wanna make shout outs.
I mean, the Twitch stream going on right now.
And are we
Leave
gonna
aside
see
my
the same?
word.
Are we gonna hear the same voices as commentators on that very feed?
I have no clue. We make up our plans concrete, but most of it is on the fly.
Right,
Alright,
so
Alright, guys, let's end it right here.
Right,
Stay
so
safe,
that's
keep
it for the
clean,
stream, everyone.
and always wear protection, boys.
Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend ahead. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye. We'll see you for F2 tomorrow, and enjoy the race in Qatar. Hopefully Lewis Hamilton does not win. Let's see.